This is not a journey I would have chosen for my life.
Forgiveness is powerful. It is powerful. It can bring about great change in your life when you just lose that person and let them go.
And she taught me how to forgive. I have a past of things that made me a hostile, angry person. As a result of seeing forgiveness through her, I was able to go back in my life and forgive some things.
I had to do what was necessary to get through this and to heal. And the only way I was going to do that was by facing what happened, talking about it, and seeing what I could do for someone else.
I don't use the word forgiveness. I'd rather see that put through action between people. To me, that's more important.
Forgiveness, to me, is not some social expectation. It's not some should. It's not some saintly act like I forgive you and I forget it. No, 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 no. Forgiveness is far more than that. Forgiveness is a gift of awakening. It's a gift of freedom.
The peace that people want out of forgiveness, they want it wrapped up all in a bundle and all neat and tied up, and therefore they don't have to worry about this murder that happened affecting them in any way, because blah, blah, forgive, blah, blah. So it's all done, and there. Poof. And that part of forgiveness doesn't relate to me in any way. I don't like it. It upsets me.
It just seems like forgiveness is a really tough thing for people to live up to, you know? They can say it, but they don't always mean it, or they just won't think that way at all.
On the other hand, when we did this restorative justice process and met at the prison, there was many things that happened that could be defined as forgiveness by someone else.
The healing circle, I believe, was another step moving forward, another step in the healing process, coming full circle for me.
We have to learn how to forgive. I know a lot of harm has been done in the community. Living with worry is like just on a rocking chair, you know, it doesn't take you anywhere.
I don't have this huge weight that I've been carrying around, this huge bag full of bitterness, full of hatred, full of anger.
Restorative justice is really a paradigm shift. I mean, it's a different way of viewing, understanding, and responding to crime. You know, crime is not just a violation of some code. It's against people. Restorative justice is this broad umbrella. The most widely used, the most research-based, empirically validated forms of restorative justice are what I call restorative justice dialogue. That's a different umbrella.
And in the circle, we want everybody to have a chance to say what's important to them. A talking piece indicates who has the floor, essentially, who has the right to speak.
And restorative justice dialogue involves programs and processes where those most affected by the crime, the victim, the offender, their families, community people, other support people, where they have opportunities to come face to face after preparation, to talk about the impact on their lives, to work on ways of developing plans to repair the harm.
Good morning. Welcome to this Restorative Justice Talking Circle.
I'm Mary. And on February 12th, 1993, my only son was murdered. He was 20 years old at the time.
I'm O'Shea. I was incarcerated. I committed a murder, was found guilty of a murder. I had finally hit my boiling point from a lot of things that I was dealing with. And in hindsight, I can say I brought a lot of my issues, a lot of my frustrations out on the wrong person, put it on the wrong face, and made a victim of someone who had no idea what I was going through, who, you know, was just living his life.
When they identified his body, I went into the bathroom and I was questioning God. Hatred began to set in. It's all over. I'll never see him again. I will never celebrate Christmas or a birthday or never see him with children. 2 days after my son was murdered, I received a call from the detectives. And he told me that he had picked up a boy, 16 years old, that had taken my son's life. All I wanted was for this young man this boy to get prison. He was an animal. I hated him. He needed to be caged, and that was gonna make me happy. That was justice at that time. At the end of that trial, when I gave my impact statement, I ended up telling this young man that, I forgave him. And I really thought I really thought I was doing the right things. But as the years went on, I found out, again, I was just going through the motions. I hadn't forgiven him from my heart. It was just lip service. Then the judge sentenced him to 25 and a half years in prison.